Woo! Good morning. First off, I have to apologize for the show not being on yesterday. The woman that was coming on, who lives not too far from Gypsy Rose, got sick. She did the whole, I'm sick. And what do we do when people say, I'm sick? We go, boo, whore. Who is in here this morning? No, I hope she gets to feeling better. Debbie, good morning. Poppy Red Mustang, look at that. New member. Now, where the hell is Mama B? Can someone please page Mama B? There's my girl. Rexy says Court TV has Sarah sentencing for 12-2. That's what I thought too. And then it popped up today saying sentencing was at 8 a.m. this morning. That Court TV can't get nothing together. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Angel P. I'd always heard December 2nd too. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Who is off work today? I see the YouTube streets aren't too busy today. I'm going to assume it's because people have a lot going on. They're like, I gotta cook. I gotta clean. Gas up the car. Gotta get ready for tomorrow. Woo, look at that, Carrie. Carrie, good morning, little Hoosier here. Rexy said, no, it wasn't this morning. It says right on their thumbnail. Well, thank you, Rexy. I hadn't had my coffee yet, but thank you for putting me in my place. Because I was actually pretty pissed about it this morning. I'm like, are you kidding me? Why did they move it? That makes more sense. All right, let's take a second and say hi to Mike. You know the routine when it's hump day. You know the routine. And if you're new here, come see us every morning at 9 a.m. Central, unless a co-host goes, I'm sick.
Oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
And what do we wear on Wednesday?
It's adorable. It's so fetch. What is fetch?
Oh, it's like slang from England.
So if you're from Africa, why are you white?
Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
Could you give us some privacy for like 1 second? Yeah, sure. Okay, you should just know that we don't do this a lot, so this is like a really huge deal.
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week.
Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Oh my God.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink. Well, Alma just gifted 5 Crime Lines and Laws pink umbrellas. Get your umbrellas. Look at this. So I'm going to try to call Christina real quick and have her come in to chat. It's a secret. Why? Let's see if she answers. Thank you, TCB.
Hello?
Girl, come into chat. I have a special announcement for you.
How do I do on Discord?
No, YouTube. We're live every morning at 9 a.m. I thought aren't you a moderator?
Yeah, I just woke up.
Girl, get in here.
All right.
Love ya. My goodness. So we're going to wait on Christina to come in. And in the meantime, I'm going to go through your comments from the last show. You all are really fed up with old Jen Soto. Now, when I announced the show, I said it is not true justice for Madeline Soto, unless something is not done with her mother, Jen. Okay? And we don't want to get Ilyanka pissed off because we know how it is when she gets super mad. We saw her during the Leilani situation. I got a big show coming about Leilani that's going to piss Ilyanka off. Uh-oh, look who just popped in. It's Mama B. Look at that. She's here. Okay, everybody, all at once. Birthday spankings galore. Happy birthday, Christina. Happy birthday, my fabulous friend. I feel bad now calling to wake you up. You should be able to sleep in on your birthday. So I hope you have the most fabulous birthday ever. Now let's get to the comments and I'll drop the link and see if birthday girl can come up. How about that? Say it together. Mama B, Mama B, Mama B. Remember, if I showcase your comment, to send me an email. So that way you go into the drawing for an Amazon gift card. V Slims said, I agree with you on this. We will press and press until Jen Soto gets out of hiding and tell us what she did or what she knows. We want to know. You have got to pay Jen Soto. Woo! K-Town said the grandma had an interview and she said she did not like Stefan and he knew he was not allowed at Maddie's birthday party. I saw that. I saw that interview. What confused me is what she also said, what Yolanda said in other interviews, that said Stefan gave Maddie the love she wanted. And he was at the birthday party because he took pictures there. So I don't know why they keep flip-flopping. Teresa Smith said the Woody Allen thing. She was only worried about herself. She did not say that he cannot do that to Maddie. Very interesting the way that Teresa Smith worded this. Jen Soto didn't say, he can't do that to my daughter. He can't do that to Maddie. She said the sex stuff wasn't evil. She didn't know about the rape. And it's all rape, okay? It's all rape. You're talking about an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, turning 13 little girl. It's all rape. Or as YouTube wants me to say it, rake. People ask, what's the Woody Allen thing? Well, here's a friendly reminder.
I've always told him that my biggest fear is that this would turn into a Woody Allen situation where the stepdaughter or the dad grooms the child and the child turns 18 and ends up running away with him. I told him like that was my biggest fear and I don't ever want that happening. Like, you can't do that to me. Like,
why would you say that to him?
Because I never trusted. I grew up being told never trust a man. My mom put that in my body. Never trust a man.
What an insane thing to do. Poppy Red Mustang said, my mom put that in my body, laughing my ass off. And then there's the detective going, uh-huh. And it's nothing like Ilyanka said. You can't do that to me. Do, re, me. That's what we get from Jen Soto. That's all we get. Me. Back to the comments. Joy5934 said, good point about the laundry. The roommate said they saw Stefan do laundry on the day Madeline went missing. And the roommate said he never did laundry. Yeah, it's very interesting how many people decide to spring clean on the day a child under their roof goes missing. We've heard it before. Letitia Stout, she was a cleaning bitch the day she murdered Gannon. Candace Wells had to do laundry that day. Really? Really? And instead of giving the clothes over to the police that Summer had on the day that she went missing, she gave them something out of the dirty clothes, even though supposedly she did laundry. We have Aisha Langford, the mother of Breasia Terrell, that washed all her clothes when the police said they were looking for her. All right, let's get to it, because none of this helps Jen Soto. And I just do not believe that there will be true justice for Madeline until something is done with Jen. So yes, we're going to go into the time capsule and we're going to go to her original interview. Then we are going to hear from what Madeline's friend at school said to the police. I'm sure some of you have already heard it. It is horrible. I know some channels have put this little girl's name out. I will not do that because I do not want another Texas Roadhouse situation like we have in the Sebastian case, okay? I cannot believe how many fucking freaks are calling the Texas Roadhouse to find out if Chris Proudfoot was eating with Sebastian, Katie, his sister, and his niece that day. They're blowing up the phone. No, we're not putting out names like that. We don't want people harassing this little girl. And they will. You all know it. I know it.
So the first question is if I can have your first, your last name, and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFERSOTO.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
Yeah. The first word that triggers me is mother. Dawn Groom. She said, in my opinion, the cash made was spent buying and smoking crack. I wonder if something else is going on there. I really do. You've got Jen Soto. You've got Christopher Stearns saying, well, we don't know where he was getting the money. Well, they confronted you. They confronted all your asses and said, these are from his Google Drive. This is from the Telegram app. This is from his phone. And you can't tell me there wasn't some sort of drug abuse in that house. I just need good rest. I need good rest, and I don't want anybody in the bed. I need good rest. True Crime Addict, she said, I'm cooking and listening. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Yes. If you all want, guess what? I think we're going to watch the parade together tomorrow as we're cooking, cleaning, welcoming guests, on the way to holidays, you name it. Put a 1 in chat if you're up to it.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school.
Okay, that's the first lie that she told to WFTV. This is their interview with her. She went missing around 9:45. Nope. 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 The police from the interrogation have made it clear to Jen Soto, clear, that this has always been a homicide investigation, not a missing persons investigation. There's a difference, and some people will argue, and they will say, oh, yeah, but I mean, technically she was missing, Brex. I mean, come on, Brex. I'll hear it in the replay comments. By the way, if you're watching on the replay, welcome and leave me a comment. But legally, there is a difference between a homicide investigation and finding, this is very grim to say, a dead body. K-Town, New Jersey said also she lied about seeing Maddie that morning, which brings me back to what I have in the thumbnail. Who was at the church? Who was actually seen walking by? It seems to me that the outfit that she described is what Jen Soto had on, because it's damn sure not the outfit that Madeline was found in. No way. No way. We dropped her off close to the school. It's right there in the closed captions. We had dropped her off close to school. So she's lying, and she's lying, and she's lying, and she's lying. You can lie all day. You can lie till midnight. Doesn't matter. Someone is going to find out the truth. And good for these investigators for getting to the bottom of it.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry.
Isn't she cute? She's finding humor in that dog bowl or whatever it is. Whatever that is. She's finding humor in it. She's loving the distraction. She's like, sorry. Look at that smirk. You've got to be kidding me.
That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principal's called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras is too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked.
She said it's too grainy. They can't see specific faces. Listen, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The school has given me all their resources, yet their you sit. You're comforting Stefan. You're comforting Stefan. Yeah, check out that O-face, paper slut. The lady Lexi said Jen Soto caught herself smiling, then remembered to try to look sad. It's exactly what she did. She's anxious is what she is. She knows a murder happened in her house. She knows things were stirred up for a long time. Hence why she bought the pregnancy test. Pack of 3. 1 was gone. She was tracking Madeline's cycles and then said, I didn't know about the rape until yesterday. I knew about the sex stuff, but I didn't know about the rape. That's what she said. How disgusting. K-Town, New Jersey, all over it. Brooks, I think it was Jen at the church. Remember, she said we dropped her off. Me too. Me too. I think she laid down in the back damn seat and she was the decoy. I 100% do too.
I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior
Not at
to
all.
just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD. Her memory, she's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives now have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior, no.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
8:13.
Okay. I know we've seen this interview many, many, many times. I get it. So she says, we. Then she said, I'm not the one that took her to school that morning. It was my partner. Then she goes, yeah. There's a difference between being distraught because you're worried about your child and then distraught because you're worried about yourself. You see, Jen is worried about herself. That's why we have all the backtracking. That's why she lied. She lied to her friend that put that post up. Let me see if I can find it. It's actually very important. She told her friend that she dropped her off. She told her friend, well, it's not going to upload. What's going on here? Maybe it'll come up now. This is what she told her friend who believed her, hook, line, and sinker. Shrezdada Morales is in Orlando. Please be on the lookout for Madeline Soto. She is 13 years old and never made it to school today at Hunters Creek Middle School. Her mom dropped her off at the church by the school this morning. She is wearing a bright green hoodie, black shorts, and white Crocs. Well, the Crocs were not on her. We know one was in the dumpster and one was in Jen's room. So why would Jen tell her this? Why would Jen Soto tell her friend, give her a description of basically what she had on, and say, yeah, she had white Crocs on, when one was in her bedroom, which suggests a struggle, and the other one's in the dumpster? The friend goes on to say she has been reported missing. Please call the authorities if you see her. Mom has contacted the media. Oh, yeah, we saw that. This is why there hasn't been an Amber Alert. All right, people were up in arms about this. Why no Amber Alert? Why no Amber Alert? Because they knew they were investigating a homicide. You don't want people all up in arms looking for a child and putting their description all over the place. We have seen what's happened in other cases. You see someone that looks like Summer Wells. People are like, is this Summer Wells? Is that Summer Wells? No, it's not. Because they knew they were clearly dealing with a homicide. It says the child must be under 18 years of age. There must be a clear indication of abduction. Law enforcement agencies' investigation must conclude that the child's life is in danger. They knew her life wasn't in danger because they made it clear they knew she had been murdered. They said, we're investigating a homicide.
13,
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline.
Madeline.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friend's parents, you've contacted and went through
Everyone.
every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek, rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain
So much.
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at Jane's house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend, maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school.
Okay, this right here, this face, the way she's doing her eyes, clenching her butt cheeks, bouncing around. She's bouncing. We looked everywhere we thought we could look. We know now that's not true. We know that she went to the school. She didn't make any phone calls. She sent an email to a teacher. Then she goes to her mom's office and still doesn't call the authorities until after 8. Now, the fact that it took them a while to get to them could be several different integers. It could be because they didn't have the right address, because they went to the house, but she's at her mom's office. I don't know. But at this point, it doesn't really matter because Madeline was dead, okay? Madeline had already been murdered. Puppy Red Mustang said, why is she looking at the ceiling? You know what she's doing? She's buying time to try to figure out what to say. That's exactly what she's doing.
But we did check where if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it. That's about it.
And you said this is not like her
Not at all.
to run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you know?
You know, she might as well go ahead and take a page out of Candace's Wells book and just say, she was just gone. If you want to find your child, you don't lie about what they had on. You don't lie about what they have on. No. I'm going to start a whole new movement called Remove the Womb. These women do not deserve to have children. But you all deserve umbrellas because it is a downpour in here. And if you do not have your membership, you might want to grab it because you're going to need it soon. We have a lot of stuff going on in December for our 12 days of Christmas. We have a lot of prizes to give out, a lot of games, a lot of backstage talk that some of you like.
Notice that she was missing because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No word, no text message, no messages anywhere from her.
This is very concerning. She said no text message from her. She knew her phone was at home. She knew her phone was in that makeshift living room they called her bedroom. She knew that's where the phone was. She knew it. Love you too, Stillwaters. Welcome back, my friend. You're going to really like what we have set up for December. You're going to love it. Why would you say no text messages? Unless you went to the living room and texted from her phone.
I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with, any app. No weird conversations, nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, if someone, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get. But like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home
So
with me.
there's no need for her to really learn. Okay.
Now, what is this BS? What is this BS? Madeline doesn't know her full address. Okay, on one hand, she says, yeah, she knows how to get home, but then she says, oh, she doesn't know her full address. Well, she doesn't have her phone, but Madeline would have been smart enough to say, I need help. And you all are making me blush with all the love in here. My goodness, thank you for the memberships. Thank you for loving this channel and being here for the right reasons.
He said no, Tom? He knows everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephen Stearns, STEPHAN,
All right, so Stephen, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she could be, and we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, and it just keeps coming in waves. This reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all on communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy footage, and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here. And she was just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is. Sorry. It's hard.
I know you're fine. You don't need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her.
What a sicko. What a sicko. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home. These are fake tears. Diana Howery said, I'm sitting on my fingers, and she doesn't mean in a Candace Wells way. She is pissed. This dude makes me so sick. And so does Jen Soto. Because when she was confronted, this is what she did.
And he threw away her backpack. That was her backpack in that bag. How long does somebody go to jail for this? Please tell me. It's so much.
Oh, boo. This is the same woman that said, I didn't think that the sex stuff was evil. I thought you still had the wrong guy. She went as far as to try to get a hold of his dad, which she did, and say he needs a lawyer. Any parent in this group would know we would need the lawyer because there's about to be what's called a time to kill. Because you know that someone has violated, hurt, possibly murdered your baby. And now it's all out. She was murdered. And the police were onto her. And I really love that Channel 9 in Orlando put this out.
Death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Why prosecutors are now calling for an investigation into this local sheriff. And how the story Madeline's mother provided law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know.
We spoke one-on-one with Jennifer Soto last Tuesday. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. At that point, her daughter Madeline had been missing for 1 day. She told us that Stephen Stearns, her boyfriend and now the prime suspect in Madeline's death, had taken the teenager to school. She said the last conversation she had with the 13-year-old was the night before. But this report we got a hold of today shows she told deputies she saw her daughter the morning of her disappearance. Channel 9 investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been digging into the details of this case. She joins us live in studio. And Shannon, that's not the only thing you noticed in this new report.
Greg, no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but we do know investigators are looking into who knew what and when. And some of that means looking at those initial interviews of the couple and the ones later on. Sources tell me the statements about the timeline are not consistent. Jennifer Soto told us last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before Maddie disappeared.
I told her good night and yeah, that was it.
But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Soto saw Maddie. New documents show that Maddie's mom told deputies on February 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 o'clock that morning and that her boyfriend then...
This is very important. This is very important. She told investigators that she witnessed Maddie getting dressed for school. Now, I know some people will say to me, and I've heard it before. They're like, okay, look, she takes Seroquel, Brooks. You don't know what that does to people's brains. I take Seroquel, and I would probably have said the same thing. Shut up. Shut up. She flat out lied. She messed up the timeline. And tried to make a mess out of the case by saying that she saw Madeline getting dressed for school. They knew that was a lie. Bitch.
For school at 8 o'clock that morning and that her boyfriend then took the teen to school. But since that initial report was taken, we learned from the Orange County Sheriff that Maddie was likely dead earlier than that.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time, and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Channel 9 has been going through statements from Stephen Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
But in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
Detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning because the video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at 2 agencies, and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee Police won't comment. So this initial report also shows that Stearns told investigators that after Maddie got out of his car, she stopped to look in that book bag before he drove away. That same book bag was found actually in the dumpster. After her death, he then said he went home for about an hour after going to the vape store and running errands. He was home that day until 2:30. Detectives say a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the little girl's body was found that afternoon.
Michelle is new around here. Michelle, you said you found us a couple of weeks ago. What case did you come in for? Was it Madeline or what have you? I always like to know like what case brings people around. Because in my opinion, they're all very, very important. So before we get to what Maddie's best friend said, let's look at what Jen Soto said when she was confronted.
Go back inside. Me? I don't care if it's the love of my life sitting next to me. I don't care if it's maternal grandma. If the police come and take my mom's phone and my son's disappearance, I'm not going to offer my mom a lawyer. That's nuts to me. That to me shows you prioritizing Steph. Because at that point, you became more worried about him being falsely accused than anyone else. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Whether or not that's what you felt, does that make sense? People having lawyers is their constitutional right. That is a thing that everybody is afforded. But for somebody who's going through what you are going through, to offer him a lawyer leads me to believe that there may have been a conversation, there may have been knowledge, or there may have been some inclination that you had, whether it be his involvement, her location, or something to where in your mind, there's guilt.
I promise you.
Because you offering him a lawyer is very weird.
I know. That was still me under the assumption that I think at one point you guys interviewed me, and when you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if he did this stuff fine, but what if she's still missing out there? What if somebody took her? I still wanted to believe I believed him. I believed his whole story. So I was just like, I kept repeating that part. I'm just like, what if she did get dropped off? What if she got abducted? What if she's missing? But that was me assuming that you guys had the wrong guy. I wanted to think he was a good guy still, but clearly he's not. After everything you guys have told me and have shown me, I know he's the worst person on this face of the earth.
We know that now. We know he's a piece of shit now.
You know.
But you didn't know that then.
I didn't.
Then you offered a guy who the police suspected of kidnapping, abducting, assisting the disappearance, offered him a lawyer. And then we don't have to roundtable that. You went back to what you just said is the sex stuff is fine.
The sex stuff is fine. He confronts her on that. The sex stuff is fine. And I agree with Kat's Gallery. Say your name, not just her. When they confronted her and said, we have a homicide investigation. Are you looking for someone? We're looking for your daughter. No shit, bitch. You think we brought you down here for a case that has nothing to do with you? Are you looking for someone? Yeah, we're looking for your daughter. We're looking for your daughter's body. All right, this comes from allegedly speculating. I don't know if she got the FOIA. I don't know if she clipped it. But when I hear this little girl talk, and again, I'm not going to put her name out. I do not respect channels that blast people's names. I don't respect that at all. And this channel is really good. They really are. But Maddie's friend, actually no but to it. There's no buts in this sentence. Maddie's friend has more care and concern for her friend, Madeline Soto, than Jen, than Stefan, than Chris, than Debbie, Yolanda, the daddy that owned the flop house where people were coming and renting rooms. Let's get to it. I feel horrible for this little girl. Again, we don't want a Texas Roadhouse situation where people are bothering this girl, because my face falls off every time I see something on Facebook saying, someone saying, I called the Texas Roadhouse to get the real truth if Sebastian had other people with him at the Texas Roadhouse. And I'm going, then what the hell are you going to do with it? What are you going to do? You're sitting in your fucking recliner on your phone. What are you going to do with it? Tell your Facebook friends?
So yeah.
Okay. So you've known fourth grade. What grade are you in now?
Seventh.
Seventh. Okay. So about 3-4 years or so. And when you say she tells you a lot of things, what do you mean?
Like she'll tell me like stuff that's going on with her family. Anything really that like kind of like involves her. Like if like get into a fight, she would go tell me about it on call and stuff. She had never told me about anything about her running away other than her saying if she were to run away, she'd go into the woods and find a place and stay there.
Okay. The volume's not that great. Angel P said, don't mention other creators in chat. It can cause problems. Well, that was my fault, honey, because I was giving credit to the lady that clipped this. And so that's 100% my fault. But yeah, we shouldn't mention other creators because sometimes they don't like it because people start dogpiling other people and they're like, what are you doing? I don't like to watch that shit. Oh my God, they're assholes. But listen again, because I had my ass handed to me when I talked about how the friend said Maddie wanted to go into the woods and live. Okay? She's saying it right here.
Doing now?
Seventh.
Seventh. Okay. So about 3-4 years or so. And when you say she tells you a lot of things, what do you mean?
Like she'll tell me like stuff that's going on with her family. Anything really that like kind of like involves her. Like if like get into a fight, she would go tell me about it on call and stuff. She had never told me about anything about her running away other than her saying if she were to run away, she'd go into the woods and find a place and stay there.
Okay. So you're close with her. What would she tell you about like her relationship with her?
We wouldn't get along that well, she said. Every day in PE, she'd come in and she'd be like, oh, fight or something. Like, we're not on, like, great terms or something. I had said that was going to disown her when she turned 18 or 19, like, kick her out of the house. About that, she would mention.
Okay, this is important. She said she wanted to go live in the woods. She wanted to run away and live in the woods. That her mother said when she turns 18, she's going to disown her. Then we go back to the Woody Allen thing. This is all really important, and I really hope investigators are putting the pedal to the metal to figure out what to do with Jen Soto. They have enough information. They have, I mean, in my opinion, obviously I don't work in this field, but they have enough information. They have Maddie's body. They have the pictures. They have the forensics from the flop house. They have all of that. In my opinion, again, I'm going to beat this dead horse again. Without prosecuting Jen Soto, there's no real justice for Maddie. Just like I don't think there's any real justice for Quentin until Billy Joe Howell is prosecuted. Because there's such a thing as called protecting your child. Meaning you don't sit there and worry about the slit between your legs more than your child. All right? You don't. Here she is saying, oh, I was afraid it's going to be another Woody Allen situation. Maddie's telling her friend all these things. My mom said she's going to disown me when I turn 18 or 19. Why? Because she wanted her own life, her own boyfriend, her own everything. Maddie was her competition in her mind. What a sickening thing to say.
Like, get mad at her on call and stuff.
What do you mean, get mad at her on call? What do you mean?
Like, she tell her, like, clean her room or something. I'm, like, doing something right now. I can't.
So, do it right now.
Yeah.
And what was to that?
She'd get mad at her. She'd be like, do it right now. I told you to. Get off the call if you're just gonna act like that. You don't talk about it.
Okay. And when you say the call, are you mean like just like a regular phone call?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys would you FaceTime each other, or was this just like you talking to each other on the phone?
Most of the time it's FaceTime because we're like playing like Roblox or something.
Gotcha. Okay. How often do you?
Like every single day. She texts me every morning I wake up, and I always get a text from her. Unless she. But usually, I thought it was fishy yesterday when she didn't text me at all. Because usually, even if she doesn't go to school that day, she texts me like the night or the day of. Like she'll wake up early just to like text me like, "Hey, I'm not going to school." And she didn't yesterday. But I didn't think anything of it because I thought she like slept in or something.
Okay. Has she ever mentioned anything about her relationship?
Mentioned really briefly. She was always on a call. Stefan. She was always on a call with him. She loved him.
She was always on a call with Stefan. She loved him. Now, imagine the PTSD this little girl is going through, knowing that Maddie is dead. Imagine the trauma she's going to re-experience as she grows up. Okay? Just imagine. I'm glad she had this friend. I do. But I mean, think about this little girl. She would text me first thing in the morning, even if she went at school, she would text me, all that stuff. And I did see some really disgusting comments by people saying, well, it seems like Madeline was into Stefan. She has no choice. It's called grooming. That is sick. That is sick. And there's a lot of interruptions in this to protect the child that is talking.
They were really close.
Okay. So Stefan. Okay. And you said that she's very close to him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that she's always on a phone call with him. So like, what do you mean when you say that she's always on the phone with him? Like
they're always talking, like they're always texting, or they're on a call with each other. Like, one time I called her. She was like, "Hey, I'm gonna call back later," or like, "Do you want to join?" I was like, "I can join. I don't care. Your choice. If you guys want one time, you can." And then she added me to the call, and like he was helping her with her homework and stuff.
Okay, so was she typically at home when she was talking to him, or
yes.
Would she talk to him while she was here at school?
No, she talked to him at home.
Does he not live in the home?
No, but he visits a lot. He recently moved out.
Why did he move out?
I have no clue.
She didn't tell you anything that happened. Do you know when he moved out of the house?
I don't know the exact date.
Okay. And she didn't tell you why? Did she ever tell you about?
I knew they were very close. That's pretty much all I really knew.
Close? Okay. So sometime recently he moved out and in contact with him on the phone. How often would you say that she talks to him?
Like 3 times or like 2 times a week. On
Okay.
call, and then like she'll go text him.
She'll text him? How often does she text him usually? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Okay. And when she's calling him, is it usually in the afternoon, the morning, evening, something else?
Like somewhere between like the afternoon and night.
Okay. Does she say what they would talk about?
No.
Okay. What was your vibe on their relationship? Like, what did you think about it?
I liked how they were very close. Like he was always interested in like everything that was going on. Like she'd tell him like stuff that's going on at school. I don't know, she like briefly talked to him on the phone with like me on the phone too, like that I knew of. I don't really know what they would like say and stuff. All I knew is that like she would tell him what went on at school.
Okay. Did she ever disclose to you that he said or did anything that she felt that was inappropriate?
No.
No? Did you ever witness anything that you felt that was inappropriate? No. That he said or did or anything like that? Okay. Have you ever been at the house when he's been there?
One time.
Okay. Tell me about that interaction.
Okay, before we get to this, she met Stefan one time. She said, tell me about that interaction. I got chills upon chills, and not in a good way. I was so worried that maybe Stefan did something to this little girl as well, or started to. Because the grooming process isn't like being picked up at the bar, if you know what I mean. It's not like, hey, baby, can I buy you a drink? All right? It's not that obvious. It starts out in different ways. Remember, he was on Reddit talking to different teenage girls about how they're being treated at home and all kinds of stuff. Thank goodness this girl's okay. Kimberly Mann said, in my opinion, she's being careful what she tells. Now that she knows Maddie won't get mad for telling, in my opinion, she needs to be re-interviewed. I have a feeling she has been re-interviewed, and I have a feeling with this information, this girl is going to have to testify for her friend. She seems very brave to me.
They picked me up from my house. I don't remember if it was like a weekend or a weekday. And I met him, and then he went upstairs. Like when I came, he was like, "Hey," he said, "Nice to meet you." And then he went upstairs because he just like came down for like water and then went back upstairs.
Gotcha. Okay. How old is he?
I have no clue.
Who normally brings? Has he ever brought her to school that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Do you have a reason why he would have brought her to school? But you don't know of a time that he's ever brought her to school. Shift work.
She's a sub here, and then I don't know if she still is. And then she also works at Disney.
Curly Medic. People are typing like the guilty party is watching the live. LOL. This is a discussion group. We're talking amongst each other. Are you new to YouTube? Are you new to discussion groups? Do you understand how the internet works? I'm very confused by your comment. Very confused.
Oh, okay. So now that he is no longer in the home, who else lives in the house?
A couple roommates, and then her mom and her.
The roommates, who are those people?
I have no clue.
Have you ever met them before?
I met one of them, but I don't really know them.
Are they like a couple? Like,
no.
Are they like males, females?
There's like one kid that I think is like in 6th grade or 5th grade. I don't know. There's one little kid there, and then I think the rest are all girls. I think Stefan was the only boy.
Okay, so is it like another family that's living in there with them?
This girl knows a lot about her friend's life. A lot. Now, what's really disgusting is at one point during the interrogation, it was almost like Jen was trying to blame the kid and his mom that were renting the room for the pictures that were found on Stefan's phone. In my opinion, hang on, Curly Medic. All right, you guys, today is Wednesday. We're going to have to vote for an idiot of the week. Okay, Curly Medic seems like she's winning it hands down. She said, oh, this is one of those pretend shows. Okay, good luck. Hope you get justice soon. These are real people talking, but I'm glad that you're here. Now, if you want your t-shirt, your Idiot of the Week t-shirt, Curly Medic, send me an email. It's cll72020@gmail.com because you are the Idiot of the Week. You know, to this day, nobody's ever claimed their t-shirt. And I got them stacked the fuck up.
I think it's just people that's close to them, that can't find a home or don't have enough money for a home. They keep.
Oh, they kind of all stay together. Yeah. I'm understanding. I got you. Okay, cool. So, when was the last time that you texted you, either one?
I was at her on Sunday, this previous Sunday.
So that would have been 2 days ago. So the 25th?
Yes.
Okay. And then so you physically went to the party?
Yes.
Okay. What time did you leave the house?
Like around 7
p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you talk?
No.
Did she text you at all after that?
We went to the park, and I know she had brought her phone when I was still at the party, so I texted her like, hey, did you bring her phone? She never answered. And then when I got home, she saw the text, and she was like, what is this? I was like, oh, we were at the park. I didn't know if you brought your phone. She was like, oh.
Okay. So then you said she normally will text you in the mornings when she gets up.
Yeah, she'll text me good morning, and then she'll send me like a whole bunch of Instagram reels or YouTube reels.
Gotcha.
Or YouTube
What did she text you yesterday morning at all?
No.
Did she call you at all?
No.
Did she send you any Instagram reels? Anything else that you were talking about?
No, which is what I thought was fishy.
Okay. Did you ever try to call her or text her or anything?
Yes, I called her.
And no answer?
No answer.
Okay. And that's completely out of the ordinary for her?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you come to school.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
I got to school, and me and our friend group were kind of just like hanging around, like kind of where the entrance is, waiting for her to get to school because she's a walker. So we kind of just like waited near the entrance for her to come in. We were already on campus. We were already like in like the gates and stuff. We were kind of just like waiting for her to get there, and then when she didn't show up, we were like, okay. Sometimes she'll like wake up a little late, and then she'll come during first period. And she didn't, so I was like, okay, she might be like sick or something. Everybody kept coming up to me and was like, where is she? Where is she? Is she okay? And stuff. I was like, I don't like, she's probably just sick or something. And that's what I kind of told everybody, that she was like sick or that she kind of like slept late and want to go to school.
Right.
So.
And these are assumptions she made. When she didn't show up to school, she was like, well, maybe, she slept in. Maybe she, maybe she's sick or something. And these are just assumptions. It doesn't mean that she knows anything. But this girl knows a lot. And these are from her conversations with Maddie, and they're extremely important to me. Really important.
Does she miss school often?
No.
Is she sick frequently?
Yes, but she still comes to school.
Okay. Is it just like, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. She was coughing a lot. Like, she's been coughing a lot. And then when we were running around, she was coughing a lot and stuff. So I think she was sick then.
Okay. But she didn't mention to you anything about not coming to school yesterday?
No.
Okay. Has she ever mentioned anything to you about wanting to run away?
Other than the woods.
Okay. And tell me about that.
We were we were at Recharge. We were walking around the bus loop, and she was like, she was talking about a gator, and then she was like, it'd be like so cool to do. And I was like, what? She was like, if we like ran into the woods, like, you know, that trail behind school. I was like, yeah. And she was like, it'd be so cool to like go there and just like build a little house. And I was like, the woods, like with like animals and stuff. And I was like, where are you gonna get this like wooden stuff to build this house? And she was like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And I thought she was joking and stuff because she kind of like smiled when she did it. So I thought she was joking, but I didn't take her seriously. And then when I found out she was missing, that popped into my mind, and I told my dad, and he was like, and I will go out looking for her. So my dad didn't come home till late last night trying to find her because he was in the woods. He went to every single park, went to the park we went to. Everywhere he could look.
Your dad went out to the woods last night?
Yeah. He didn't find her.
Good for this girl's dad. And I'm not saying this girl because I'm not putting her name out. But when she told her dad that Maddie wanted to escape to the woods and build a house and be away from them, he was like, well, then I'm just going to go to the woods. Good for the dad. He did more than Jen Soto and Stephen Stearns and all the people that should have protected Maddie. Jamie said, wonder if she's got another man yet. Very interesting. Very interesting. Jen Soto is living with her sister. Now, she's in and out of like these mental facilities. And no, I'm not picking on anyone that needs to get their mental health straight. It's actually very healthy for you. She's door dashing. That's the reason I've been encouraging True Crime Beat to order as much DoorDash as possible. But as far as Jen Soto, that bitch is on Tinder. So if you are a man in Florida and you're on Tinder, I don't know how it works, but I guess the way you swipe to get rid of them, get rid of Jen Soto, please.
Okay. So has she ever mentioned to you about, like, I know you're saying she was just joking, oh, it'd be cool to run into the woods and build a house, but did she ever say, like, I really want to run away or anything like that?
No.
Nothing to that context?
No.
Did she ever talk about how she didn't want to be at home anymore? She didn't want to live at home anymore?
She would kind of talk about getting a house or like getting an apartment when she's older though.
Okay. And I know you had mentioned something about she was going to kick her out or disown her. Why would she say that?
Because they were fighting a lot, I guess. I don't know.
Do you know what they were fighting about? Okay.
Probably something like stupid, like, hey, go clean your room. She just like didn't want to do it.
Gotcha. So, your knowledge, ever tried or threatened to harm herself in any way?
No.
Okay. Does she ever talk about people harming themselves or anything like that?
No.
Access to any weapons at home?
No, I don't think she does.
Okay. Has she shown like a fascination with like suicide or harming herself or anyone harming themselves?
No.
Okay. What do you think happened?
I think that she does have a lot of social media. I think that she was waiting to turn 13 because she had told like when I turned 13. Once I turned 13, I'm gonna leave this house and never come back.
Why 13?
Because I think because she would always brag because I said that I can't wait till my birthday, and she was like, "Are you having a birthday party?" I said no, and she was like, "Oh, I get a whole bunch of money, like $500 something on my birthday. You know, like that's like so much money." And I was like, "Yeah, like I get money, but like not like that. And I don't really like having birthday parties because the last birthday party I had was a whole bunch of drama." So then she was like, "Oh, okay." But she would always talk about getting money for her birthday, and then when I showed up to her and I didn't give her money, and I already had given her a gift, I brought it to school. She kind of got mad that I didn't give her any money or anything. I was like, I spent money on this. I didn't physically give you any money though.
Do you think Maddie got upset with her friend for not giving her money because she knew that Jen and Stefan were going to take the money from her? We know there was a conversation about her Christmas money. We know that she had her birthday party. And Jen had an appointment for Botox. So for her to say that to her friend, well, why didn't you just give me money? I have a feeling there's a lot of things that Maddie would like to have, but it was always just give her money. Just give her money. Just give her money. I think it's Jen Soto that was telling people just give her money. And so at her age, she's just going to say, well, why didn't you just give me money? True Crime Beat said there's something to the money for sure. Yeah, because there's something up with that comment. And no, I am not talking about Maddie. I'm not saying she's a bad person, anything like that. But for her to say to her friend, why aren't you giving me money? That's how she's been conditioned. Now imagine this girl is molested, essayed, raped. They take her birthday money. They take her Christmas money. What else can she go through? She's been murdered. They couldn't even leave her birthday and Christmas money alone. I mean, even a frivolous holiday like Valentine's Day, it was said, oh, just give her money and she'll buy her own candy.
And then when we also got there, I was like, how many presents did you get? And then she was like, I barely got any money yet. Like, I'm kind of mad because like I want more money. And then I was like, oh, why? And she was like, well, it's probably another. It's like, I don't know. I think she was waiting to turn 13, waiting for me. That way she could get a whole bunch of money and go.
But where would she go?
I have no clue. She talks to her sister. Her dad is in Washington, D.C., and I think her sister is too. Her and her sister are close. I went over to their house. Like, I went over to the mom. No,
her biological sister?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I went over to her grandparents' house, and she was on a call with her sister. They seem close. They always play Minecraft together and stuff.
How old's her sister?
And I think, like, the last time I think she mentioned her, I thought like 15 or 16.
She's just a couple years older.
Yeah.
So she said she was upset because she didn't get a lot of money. She wanted more money. Okay. But she didn't mention what she was going to do with that money other than just, hey, possibly buy more presents.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she talk to a lot of random people on social media?
On Roblox, yes. She would go in like role play games and she'd role play with them and talk to them online.
Okay.
I had a Roblox account. I showed Miss McConnell. She had not texted anybody. She has 51 friends on it, but it didn't say anyone has texted her in like a while. And most of them were like just people that she had friended or people that had friended her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it could have been like a game or something. They joined the game and that they talked on the game about like where to meet up.
Has she ever met random strangers like that? Like outside of the house that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay, she's never told you about any of that. Has she ever told you about any inappropriate conversations that she's had with older men or older women on any of these social media accounts?
No.
Has she ever told you about maybe sending any inappropriate pictures or somebody sending inappropriate pictures or items to her on any of these accounts at all? Nothing? Okay. So I know you said she has Roblox. Do you know what are her account like names on those, like her handles on those? Do you know what they are on top of your, like her username or whatever you guys call those? Okay, so that's her Roblox username.
Yes.
Okay. And you said she has Instagram. I heard you say that.
I have no clue what her Instagram is.
You don't follow her on Instagram?
I don't have Instagram. I'm not allowed to have social media for this exact reason.
So she does have an Instagram.
Yeah.
You just don't know what it is.
I don't know.
What else does she have?
YouTube Shorts.
Okay. What does she do on there?
She dances and stuff, and then she like covers her face. She doesn't do a very good job of it. She goes like up and down like this dance that you do, but in some of them, like I'll go on her YouTube Shorts account and she'll forget to like put the emojis on her face, and I had texted her like a few times like, hey, I just went on your thing because I get notifications that she does it. And I was like, hey, you forgot to cover your face in this one. And then she was like, oh yeah, I forgot. She was planning on doing it at 200 subs, showing her face.
Why?
Because I think she got tired of like, because everybody kept, I think some people kept commenting like, oh, show your face or something. I don't know.
Okay. So Roblox, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. Anything else? Okay. When you guys would text each other, did you guys use an app to text each other, or was it just your regular phone?
Messages.
Like iMessages?
Yeah.
So like just the normal text messages through the iPhone?
Yes.
You guys didn't use like WhatsApp or any of these other accounts? Do you know she had a WhatsApp? Or any other accounts that she could have had? Okay. Does she have a boyfriend?
She has a crush.
On who?
Someone in school.
What's his name?
Okay. She has a crush. Somebody at school. We're going to speculate. We're going to theorize. We're going to throw our thoughts out. What was the motivation for the murder? Did Stefan get jealous that she had a crush on another boy? Because we know with the Woody Allen scenario going through Jen's head, that wouldn't bother her at all. Was it because of the crush? She started telling Stefan, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Was it the potential that she could possibly have been pregnant? We don't know if she was or not. So fake people, pretend people. There you go. Megan Nels. Was she possibly pregnant? That's a lot of people have been saying that. So what do you think? She has a crush on a boy at school. We know pregnancy tests have been bought. Bonafide said pregnancy. Stefan had been out of the house since December. He, like a miracle, shows up for Maddie's 13th birthday. And right after her party, she's dead. It doesn't make any sense to kill your cash cow now, does it, pretend people? Anders said, I think it was the crush. Because these pictures, there's a reason Homeland Security is involved with this case. And the only thing my little feeble mind can think of is because of the pictures. It doesn't make any sense to kill your cash cows. So what was it? Jealousy over the crush? Potential pregnancy? Snow said, I think because she was pregnant. Bonafide said, I'm not buying he was out of the house. Well, that's been verified through the interrogations. I didn't buy it either.
What his last name is.
Do you have any classes with him?
Second period PE.
And he's in your second period PE?
Yes.
Is he here today?
Yes.
Does he like her back?
I don't think so.
Do they like hang out and talk and stuff?
They have each other's phone number, but he never answers her. She always texts him, but he never answers.
Okay, so they don't hang out at school or anything like that. Gotcha. Okay. So she didn't tell you about wanting to skip school or anything yesterday?
Mm-mm.
Has she ever skipped school? Has she ever told you that, hey, we should skip school together, or we should go do this, or we should go do that?
Mm-mm.
No? Do you know if she takes any illegal drugs or uses alcohol or anything like that?
She has medicine.
For what?
She has ADHD.
Okay.
She party on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
She had an episode, like she was on me for everything that I did, and she never acted like that. Like if I would like do something, she'd get upset about it, or she'd get mad, or something like that. She has mood swings a lot. Like she'll just like move from different moods really easily. I always thought she had bipolar. She never said what type.
Okay, so her friend is saying, I always thought she had bipolar because of her mood swings. Can we all agree that there would be a legit reason for little Madeline Soto to have mood swings? Get into bad moods. You know what I mean? Can we all agree that there could be a legitimate reason for her to kind of be all over the place? I don't think it's ADHD. I don't think it's bipolar. I think it has to do with what has been happening to her since she was 8 years old.
Type of meds she took. I know she has ADHD meds, and I think they're bipolar meds too. The last time she took them was Valentine's Day. I picked her up to go to school, and she was running late. So I was like, hurry up. And then she was like, okay. So she gets in the car, and she's like, hey, sorry, I had to take my meds. And I was like, you're good. And then after that, the last 2 weeks, she said she had not taken her meds. And she would go around and tell everybody that she didn't take her meds.
Why did she not want to take her meds?
She said she forgot to, but I don't know.
Okay.
She did say that she kind of liked not being on her meds because she had more energy.
Okay.
Is this another case of a child that has been medicated for no reason? Think about it. Think about what that medication does to children's brains, hearts, endocrine systems, the whole 9 yards. She was purposely not taking her medication because she felt better. She felt better. Quit slapping labels on these kids. Snow, put it in a nutshell, they were effing her up. Yep. It's all going to come out, and it's going to be bad.
Does she engage in any kind of like risky kind of behaviors that you would think would be a little bit inappropriate for her age?
No.
Does she hang out with anybody that you would think would be a little bit inappropriate, or somebody that she probably shouldn't be hanging out with? Okay. And she's never mentioned anything to you about hanging out with older men or women outside of school, running away, going anywhere with anyone?
The only thing she talked about was her dad and her sister.
What about?
That they would talk a lot and that they were close.
Okay. But nothing other than that?
Nothing other than that.
Okay. And then her dad and her sister, how often does she talk to them?
Her dad, she really talks to. Her sister, she talks like 24/7 too.
Gotcha.
Damn, Ilyanka. Ilyanka said she stopped taking her meds because she didn't want to harm her baby. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. She's the one that wanted Stefan to buy the coins, the pregnancy coins. Jen bought the pregnancy tests. And you are so right, Anders. Trauma is often misdiagnosed for different labels they put on children. When a child is acting up, I'm going to go back to Dr. Spock. It's from one of two things. It's from mom or dad. I'll add a third one, school. They're kids. They're not balancing budgets. They're not balancing bills. They're not mowing the lawn. They're not worried about how to get the roof fixed. They're not worried about those things. It's something in their environment that makes them act up and act out. Drugging them up doesn't work. They have to have a place of peace and calm. They do. Whether it's sports, church, something. They have to have a place of peace and calm, just like all of us do. We're big kids, right? Y'all are killing me today with these comments. Loving it. Oh, Ilyanka's got her thinking cap on today.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you can think of that I have not asked you that you want to tell me that you can remember?
Sometimes the YouTube shorts or like the Instagram reels would be about love, but like crushes or like finding like a boyfriend. And I thought that she just meant like a crush in her, or something. I don't know.
Do you think she ever had any like feelings? Okay. It didn't seem like that to you at all? Okay. What about with anybody else? Nothing. Okay. All right. All right. Anything else you can think of that I have not asked you? I know we talked about a lot of things with all of this.
I'm trying to think. When I gave her my present, she kind of got mad and stuff, and she was like, she would take stuff really literally, like all the time. Like, she would kind of just take stuff out of hand or something, and then she kind of just takes stuff out of context and make it more dramatic than it is.
Okay. Do you think that she acts out for attention sometimes?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. So I know I go back to the whole, like, what do you think happened? Do you think that she just ran away? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Because you know her better than any of us do.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why we have to come and talk to you. Like, I don't know her. I've never met her. I know nothing about her. So based on what you know.
Based on what I know, I think she kind of just wanted to be free and kind of just not live under, like, her.
Was she, like, defiant? Like, didn't like to follow the rules?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends if she took her meds. If she doesn't take her meds, then she's, like, really crazy and she doesn't think. She just does stuff.
Like, impulsive?
Yeah.
Okay, when you say she does stuff, what does that mean? Like, what kind of stuff?
Like, no matter what it is, it could be, like, crazy or it could be, like, completely normal. Like, it'll just be, like, whatever, and she'll just do it.
Okay. Did anything happen at her party that you think would have set her off? It was at the house, though? The birthday party?
Yeah, but I don't know where. It was at the grandparents' house.
Oh, the birthday party was at the grandparents' house?
Yeah, I wasn't at. No.
And she didn't tell you why?
No.
What about?
No.
He didn't come either? So who all was there?
the rest of their family. Their grandma, their grandpa, everyone else.
Okay. Has she been staying at Grandma and Grandpa's house?
Yes.
So she's not staying with.
Like she goes back and forth. Depends. If at Disney, she has to be there early so she can take.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you mean. Okay. Where does the grandparents live? Do you know? Is that in Kissimmee? Or is that right around the corner? Oh, that's right around the corner here. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. Now I'm understanding. Okay.
My dad was like outside in like the woods and stuff, and then a cop was talking to him about, and my dad asked like where like, and like, oh, does like the cop was like, oh, had picked 2:00. Didn't say where. Didn't say like.
Wait, what?
Anything.
Who said that?
The cop said this to my dad.
He told your dad that. Oh, he asked him. Did he?
No, like he like said like my dad asked like where did like just like wondering that way like because she could be around there. That way you can go search, and then the cop was like, oh, fuck, and then drove her home. But then I asked there, or like when was like the last time you saw her? She was like this morning.
Did he say where he picked him up or picked her up?
No.
So the deputy told your dad that picked her up at 2:00 and took her home?
Picked her up at 2:00 and took her home.
But he didn't say where.
Didn't say where. Because my dad called my mom and then said exactly what the cop said.
Okay, this is standard practice. I know some people don't agree with it, and that's okay. That's okay. It is actual standard practice for people to, if they don't want people out searching, because it makes a bigger mess of things, they'll just say, I got it myself. But somehow this information came to this deputy that she was picked up at 2:00 in the afternoon. Doxy Mom said at this point, Ellie knows what's on his phone, correct? Oh, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, yeah. He's going to trial for it in February. Damn right he does. Oh, damn right they know. Hell yeah, that's what picked him up in the first place.
And my dad, and then my mom had told me, and my dad came home and told me.
Okay.
But I was confused because that's not. It was like, hey, are you? No. She was like, okay, I'm just wondering because where she is, did she come to school? Like, she didn't come to school at all. And I was like, she wasn't on lunch, she wasn't anywhere to be found. Everyone thought, like, oh, she was like sick or she didn't come to school. Nothing really thought, nobody really thought anything of it. And then she was like, okay, I'm freaking out. Can you call all your friends and like make sure that she was at school or that someone, or like make sure someone's seen her. And then I checked with everybody, no one saw her. So I was like, no one saw her.
But she didn't say if she dropped her off at school.
No. She said she dropped her off to church and then left.
You that? I'm just writing this down because I will forget because we've talked about a lot of things. Okay. Told you that she was the one that dropped
her off.
Her off. Okay. Did she say what time?
Like 4:45 last time she was, the last time she was seen.
4:45 in the morning?
Yes.
Why would she drop her off at 4:45 in the morning at a church?
The church is like right next to yours, and then
Yeah, but 4:45 is like 4 hours before school starts.
I mean, sorry, 8:45.
Thank you. I'm like, hold on. Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, so she... Okay, told her she...
Okay, so Jen Soto tells another person that she dropped Madeline off at school at 8:45. We also know that she told a good friend of hers right here that she was the one that dropped her off. Now, we know she didn't. Okay, we know she didn't. But why would she say that? Why would she say that? And on top of that, why would she send a text to Stefan in June of 2023 to Mr. Disney, Mr. Boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, to say it's too risky to have Madeline in her bed?
Now, June 16th of last year at 9:30 p.m. and 27 seconds, you texted Stefan this: Maddie's no longer sleeping with me. I can't risk it. What does that mean?
I have no idea. You said it's too risky to have her sleeping with me. What does she say? I have no idea. She has every idea. She knows exactly what she's talking about. Hence why the night that Maddie was murdered, she sent them out. Mr. Disney is the one. He's the one that can't sleep at night. He's the one that would be keeping people up. Madeline's going to bed. She's going to sleep. It's a king-size bed. Mr. Disney is the one that would be up with all of his issues. She said they would keep me up. Well, what would they be doing in the bed? And I don't mean consensually from Madeline, that would interrupt her sleep, my friends.
At 8:45 at the church.
I think a Honda. I don't know. It looks like a Honda.
Is it like a passenger car, an SUV, a van?
There's a back seat. I don't.
Like small car, big car?
Small car.
Okay, what color is it?
I can't remember.
And you guys said this over the phone. It wasn't in a text message.
Yes.
What time was that you?
It was sometime after school because I'd gone off the bus and then we heard the ice cream truck, so we were like waiting around the neighborhood for it.
You. And asked if.
Yep.
Okay. And then the woods that you say your dad searched, where are those at?
Here.
The ones that are right back out here? Okay. How long was he out there?
I don't know what time he came home or anything. 9 something he came home.
Uh-huh.
I think somewhere around like 8. I told him at like 7, like late 7, and then somewhere around there he kind of just left. I was like, I'm gonna go find her, or like I'm gonna go look for her. And then he told me to send him a picture. Send him the address of the grandparents' house, and I'm gonna call you just to keep your phone on you.
And this is your dad, correct?
Yes. Yeah. And so I kept my phone on me, and he kept like calling and telling me like, ask her or anything, ask her if there's any updates and what she was wearing. She was wearing like a Kelly green RBS hoodie that I gave her.
RBS, what is that?
RBS, it's a company that my dad and my mom work at.
Gotcha, okay.
White Crocs and spandex, like black spandex.
You said white Crocs? Mm-hmm. And black spandex pants?
Oh, shorts.
I'm assuming you haven't heard from her today then, right?
No.
Not at all. So you haven't heard from her since Sunday night after her party?
Yes. Which was the last time I saw her was when she had gotten mad at me because I didn't say goodbye to her family and I didn't like go shake everyone's hand and like tell her like goodbye to everyone.
Okay.
So the last conversation was an argument.
So you don't know if anybody else had contact with her yesterday after Mom dropped her off at 8:45 at the church?
No. Because instead of going exactly a car line.
Is that normal?
No. I don't think so. You like straight dropped off in the front of the school.
Okay.
Car line.
I normally off. Okay.
Let me go through some of your comments. Carolina Hurtado said that's why the feds are involved. Exactly. There'd be no reason to have the feds involved because it's not out of state lines. Homeland Security, it's because they are looking at the dark web. Jen is covering up something really serious. What can she not risk? Ilyanka had a really good point. She can't risk anything being filmed in her room. Now let's look at the timeline. Room number 4 did not exist before the I can't risk it. I can't risk Madeline in my room anymore. And she was very choosy with her words to him. You see, Jen isn't that damn dumb. She plays dumb, but she's not that dumb. You see, Stefan was in her room. Madeline was set up in the living room. Room number 4 came into play after Jen Soto said it's too risky. Meaning what Ilyanka said. Room number 4, no pictures, no photos, no distinct furniture, plain white walls and sheets. Yep, can't risk filming in Jim's bedroom anymore. Vanessa, was it state that gave her immunity? No, it was the county, and that was only to tell her we're not going to prosecute you for your lies, but you have to tell us the truth from now on. But now she's lawyered up. So that immunity is not complete immunity. It is not a proffer agreement. It's not a get out of jail free card. It's come back in and talk to us, or we're going to prosecute you for lying to us.
But yesterday, for some random reason, she wanted to be dropped off at the church.
I don't know if she's ever been dropped off at church before. No, she's told me.
Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Anything else you can think of? I know we've talked a lot about a lot of different things here.
Yeah.
Okay. If you think of anything else or anything that you think that is important, make sure that you have your parents call the sheriff's office. Okay. And we'll go from there. I mean, we're going to do everything we can to see, to find. We just need to, that's why we're talking to everybody, because we have to exhaust all of our leads and try to put this whole thing back together to figure out where she was last seen and kind of retrace her steps and all that. Okay. Do you have any questions for me that I can answer for you, or try to at least?
Do you have any possibility of where she might be? Like any thing?
So there's a lot of things we're looking at right now. I am not the lead detective on this case. I'm helping out with somebody else. So I don't know what all he has gathered from talking to her family. There's a lot of things that we have to still look at, right? Like there's a lot of social media. There's just a lot of stuff we have to look at. So our goal is to as quickly as possible, right? In safe condition. So I don't have those answers specifically, and I'm not going to make something up and tell you if I did. Okay. But that's our goal for now. So there's just so much we have to dig through, there's so many people we got to talk to and all that. So, but any other questions that I could try to answer for you?
Did you talk?
Okay. Okay. He got. It's pretty similar. Your name was brought up as like the best friend, so that's why I'm directly asking you specific things. Do you think you have any other information that could be helpful that's different than what you gave me?
Probably, maybe. I mean, she didn't tell me about leaving the house and never coming back when she turns 13.
Okay.
Not that I know of anything else that.
Okay. Got it. All right. Do you swear everything you told me is true to the best of your knowledge? Awesome. All right.
So there it is. Her friend gave more information to that detective than Jen Soto did. How does that make you feel? Jen Soto lied about seeing her daughter that morning. She gave a false description of what she had on. Jen Soto did, the mother that's looking for her missing daughter. Jen Soto said that the sex stuff wasn't evil, that the rape was evil. This is a brave girl. And her parents could have easily been like, nah, she's not going to talk to you, because you know how things get twisted and turned. They could have wound up being in trouble. But without prosecuting Jen Soto, there is actually, in my opinion, no true justice for Maddie. None. None at all. And there's a long statute of limitations for when they can pull the plug on her. A long one. And the immunity that people keep talking about, that is for, if you go back to the beginning of the show, you see the breaking news clip where investigators say that what she said doesn't add up with the evidence. And hey, who knows? Maybe nothing will happen. Who knows? It's sickening. But she knew. She knew. And what's going to really play a part in this is when Stephen Stearns points the finger right at her and Homeland Security digs up all this stuff on the dark web. That's when things are going to change. That's when they're going to put together why it was risky for her own daughter to sleep in a king-size bed. For real. All right, you guys, this has been a great show. Thank you for not giving up on Madeline. We have some new people in here. We have new people. Now, you guys are in different groups, different crannies of the internet. You are. Invite the people you talk to. Say, come on. Come on over. Let's go over to Crime Lines and Lies. We'll start doing something called I Invited a Friend, and there they are. You know what I'm talking about? That's the way to do it. We had a lot of stuff going on in here today. Look at that. Elma gifted a freaking 1,000,005 Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Thank you. Diana Howery, she's gifted probably 2 billion in her time. Lisa A, thank you for the super sticker. Tanya Rodriguez, thank you for the donation to the channel. Kimberly Mann gifted Crime Lines and Lies memberships. So I plan to be back on here later today for an update, but I just saw something in chat saying that my husband's on the way home. OJ, get your ass down. OJ, get down. So if I don't see you back here in a little bit, if I don't see you in Discord or anything like that, we're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to have Thanksgiving the CLL way, okay? We are. We're going to go through the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade together. Y'all are going to love it. You're going to love it. So let's get our turkey on, my friends. Thank you for being the most amazing friends and best community on these nasty, nasty YouTube streets.